What's going on, everybody? Nick with TruVine back again, highlighting another local business here in Memphis. Today, I'm here with Monique Lawler with Coldwell Bankers Collins-Maury Realty. So, Monique, introduce yourself and tell us what your experience is in real estate.
Well, as Nick says, I'm a realtor. I'm with Coldwell Banker, Collins-Maury. I've been a realtor. I'm fairly new to being a realtor, actually, but I've been in real estate for several years now. I was in commercial, and I transitioned over into residential, and I solely focus on that now.
So, when people are looking to buy or sell a home, most of the time they're looking for top value, right? So, what are some things people can do to add value to their home?
There are actually several things, and a lot of them are things that people can do on their own. As you well know, painting, declutter, it's a big one, and nobody really thinks about that, but decluttering will actually add value to your home, especially if you're considering listing soon, because it just cleans the area up and gets ready for staging and walkthroughs and things like that. Updating light fixtures, making energy efficient changes like new thermostats, windows, things like that. Removing carpet and reflooring is a big deal. And actually they have one of the highest ROIs ever. I think they're over 100%, both like 118 to 147% on your investment.
Yeah, so you mentioned return on investment there, which I'm sure a lot of people want to know. It sounds like they can almost make any change to their home and add value to it. So what is, your average return on investment? You mentioned carpet was over 100%. We do bathrooms and kitchens and a plethora of other things. So what kind of return on investment can someone expect, like on a master bathroom remodel?
Master bath, actually for this region, it's, I think, one of the top 5 percentiles. And for the Memphis MSA, a master bath, or as we say, primary, a primary bath remodel would yield about a 76% return on investment.
Okay, so for easy math, if someone spent $100,000 on a master bath,
you make me do math on
video. or $10,000 okay. Maybe to make it a smaller amount, someone could expect a $7,600 additional value to their home.
Correct.
Okay, great. A lot of people right now, and I'm sure our audience is wondering, there's been talks of a recession. Mm-hmm. We know home prices are high. We know interest rates are going up. What can people expect on a return on investment if there happens to be a housing market downturn?
One, historically, recessions are actually a great time to do remodels and renovations because you have access to contractors, materials, things like that. It's just less competition in the market. But regardless of where we are economically, that remodel is still going to add value to your home, especially the way things are going. Home prices are falling just a little, but they're still increasing, like month over month. So adding that remodel or doing that renovation is going to increase the equity that you have in that home, especially when you get ready to sell.
So we talked a little bit about the economic downturn and how it's still valuable to add or do remodeling during that time period. So, from your experience and what you understand about the housing market, what is that? Can you give our viewers like a little peek into the future, what the housing market looks like over the next 6 to 8 months?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll just reference a couple of sources actually, because that's kind of where I get my daily information from. Right now, we're kind of in a market that's correcting itself. A lot of people are worried about mortgage rates and things like that, but everything's cyclical. And even though rates have increased from the last 2 years, it hasn't really affected like home values as much. We've seen home values taper off just a little bit, but they're holding steady. And in many markets, they're actually still rising pretty rapidly. Per the National Association of Realtors, the home sales have dropped about 25% from a year ago, but that's mainly because people that locked in those lower mortgage rates really aren't going anywhere. Mm-hmm. And those people are really the people who are actually focused on home remodels and renovations right now because they're holding on to those homes that they thought they were going to turn around and sell right away. They're upgrading, they're remodeling, and when everything kind of levels out, those are the people who will probably sell their homes. You still have quite a few buyers in the market, and those buyers are actually having a little more leeway right now. They can negotiate a little better than they could just 8 months ago. Right now, everything's projected. The interest rates are projected to kind of taper off, and home sales are projected to increase, but we still have a supply issue, and that's been ongoing since the bubble burst in 2008.
Right, okay. Yeah, I know when I bought my house 2 years ago, it almost felt like a free-for-all, you know, that 20 people, 20 offers on a house, and it was just a fight to beat out investors to get homes. So, you know, we're 2-3 years past all of that. What would you say to, you know, a first-time home buyer who is looking to buy right now? Do you think it's a good time for that?
Oh, I absolutely do. And I like to tell a lot of people to marry the house, not the mortgage. And I say that because you can always refinance later. I'm not a lender, so I can't give financial advice in that sector, but a lot of people look at the interest rates right now for that day and they're utterly discouraged. But they need to buy because they don't want to rent anymore, or they don't want to renew, or whatever the case may be. So I would suggest you just go ahead and purchase and refinance at a later date, because the rates are going to change. They're very dynamic. They literally change every day. So we can't accurately kind of predict where they're going to fall in, say, 6 months, but we can have an idea because, like I said, everything's cyclical. And to be realistic, like a lot of first-time home buyers want champagne taste on a beer budget. And with home values steadily increasing, you just have to be realistic on how much house you can actually afford.
Right, because, you know, a house bought in 1920 is obviously not the same in 2020.
Right.
Or 2023. So, yeah, which, you know, in my head, the way it seems to me is stuff is cyclical, like you say. Prices go up and down, but there's always, you know, if you were to put it on a graph, that line is continuously going up. So the best time to buy is now.
Yes.
Well, it's almost like the saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Next best time is now.
Right.
So should have bought your house 20 years ago. If you haven't, go find Monique and have her help you get your first house today. So Monique, I appreciate you being here with us today and educating everybody who's watching here with us. And, you know, if someone's looking for a realtor or looking to buy or sell their home, how can they get in touch with you?
Oh, well, you can find me on Instagram at mo.lawler, Realty, and or on Facebook at Mo Lawler Realtor. And you can also call me at 901-235-5255 or email me at Collins-Maury.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much and appreciate you having you on.
Thanks. I'm honored to be here.